It's already the biggest animated movie on Earth. So why are some viewers walking out feeling more exhausted than inspired? That's the question hanging over Ne Zha 2 as it finally splashes onto US screens on August 22nd in a brand new English dub. Love it or loathe it, the numbers are jaw-dropping. $2.2 billion worldwide, enough to crown it the highest-grossing animated feature ever and the fifth biggest theatrical release of any kind. But here's where it gets controversial. Those figures are unadjusted for inflation, and they were earned almost entirely outside North America. Does that make the film a genuine masterpiece, or simply a record-breaking curiosity? You decide. What American audiences will see is a 144-minute fire hose of myth, magic, and mayhem. Picture Pixar-level polish fused with the breakneck energy of a Saturday morning anime marathon, then stretched to the length of The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. The visuals are undeniably dazzling, mist-shrouded mountain palaces, armies of sea demons, and sky-splitting energy blasts rendered in eye-popping CGI. Yet beneath the spectacle lies a story so densely packed that even seasoned mythology buffs may need a flowchart. A quick catch-up for newcomers, Ne Zha 2 is rooted in the 16th century Chinese epic Investiture of the Gods. The sequel opens with a hand-drawn prologue that races through the events of the first film. But if you've never met Ne Zha, Ao Huang, or the Sacred Lotus, you'll feel like you've parachuted into the final season of Game of Thrones without a map. Our heroes, Ne Zha, voiced in English by Crystal Lee, and his water-wielding best friend Ao Huang, Aleks Lee, were obliterated by divine lightning at the end of Part 1. Now they're disembodied spirits, and only the mystical Sacred Lotus can knit their bodies back together. Enter Master Tai Zhenren, Rick Zeif, the eccentric immortal who's basically part Gandalf, part mad scientist. Just as the resurrection spell is heating up, the scheming Shen Gongbao, Jaden Waldman, storms in with a monster army, egged on by Dragon King Ao Huang. Why the sudden invasion? Ao Huang wants payback for his son's apparent death, and in a twist that feels straight out of a telenovela, he's also desperate to hide the fact that he stole Ao Huang in the first place. Yes, forbidden fatherhood is apparently a thing in celestial politics. But the real kicker is what happens next. Ao Huang's half-formed body collapses, forcing him to bunk inside Ne Zha's newly regenerated frame. Imagine a cosmic buddy cop movie where the partners share one body and constantly wrestle for the steering wheel. To separate them, Ne Zha must complete 3 death-defying trials set by the lofty immortal Wu Liang, Robert Clotworthy, and brew a magic elixir, all within 7 days, or the body-sharing spell becomes permanent. And this is the part most people miss. Wu Liang isn't some benevolent Yoda figure. He and his demon hunter squad are committed to wiping out creatures like Ne Zha. So our hot-headed hero has to hide his fiery powers while pretending to be a model student. Cue sleeping pill shenanigans, so Ao Huang can take over during lessons. If that sounds like a lot, buckle up. Jiaozi's screenplay never downshifts. Side quests sprout like mushrooms. Shen Gongbao's own father and little brother enter the fray, desperate to prove themselves. The Dragon King's siblings plot a jailbreak from an undersea purgatory, and Ne Zha's human parents, General Li Jing, Vincent Rodriguez III, and Lady Yin, Michelle Yeoh, fret on the sidelines. The emotional palette is equally overstuffed. Identity crises, parental grief, sibling rivalry, blind faith, and mass tragedy all jostle for screen time. One sequence even evokes the ash-covered horror of Pompeii, a tonal whiplash that has split early audiences straight down the middle. Visually, the film is a marvel. Water tentacles morph into dragons, lotus petals swirl like helicopter blades, and every punch lands with comic book oomph. Yet the character designs suffer from the same rubbery sheen that plagues many modern CGI features. Ne Zha's raccoon eyes, pig snout, and missing tooth are meant to be endearingly feral, but to some viewers, he simply comes off as a brat with anger management issues. Add a steady stream of potty humor. Yes, the first 30 minutes feature every bodily function short of a burping contest, and you can see why parents might exchange raised eyebrows. The battles, while expertly choreographed, start to feel like a fireworks show that forgot to end. Just when you think the climax has arrived, another colossal foe lumbers into view, demanding yet another city-leveling showdown. By the third, final showdown, fatigue sets in. And here's the bold claim that's lighting up film Twitter threads. Ne Zha 2 proves China's animation industry can match Hollywood's technical prowess. But it also suggests both industries have learned the same questionable lesson. Bigger, louder, and longer equals better. So, is Ne Zha 2 a landmark achievement or a $2.2 billion sugar rush? Does its emotional ambition justify its narrative sprawl, or is it simply style over substance with subtitles? And perhaps the most provocative question of all, if American kids struggle to follow the mythological maze, does that reflect a flaw in the film or in our own cultural blinders? Sound off below. Was Ne Zha 2 a transcendent myth for the ages, or an overstuffed dragon that needs a tighter leash? We're dying to hear where you stand.